Welcome to another episode of That Crazy Triangle Guy. Here we are looking at Bitcoin US dollar index on the daily time frame, and just want to highlight our green ascending triangle that we've been traveling in, and that only this channel has identified, while others were looking at other ascending triangles. Now there may be others that have caught on since. But anyway, regardless, we are falling out of the bottom of this channel. But let's really check this out. Let's switch to an hourly time frame. I just want to do this because it's really interesting. So on an hourly time frame, we started falling out about here, the 3 o'clock on Tuesday world time, and closed a hourly candle outside the bottom of the triangle there. Now on the 4 hour, here we are. 4 hour. Yes, we held pretty much until a little bit later. We had these long wicks that were all bought up here. It's really interesting. Notice all the long wicks getting really bought up. So got players that are buying up in this area. So then we lost it at 12 o'clock on a 4 hour time frame the same day, Tuesday. But then recovered and lost it again. Now on an 8 hour, no, we lost it on the first same time. 12 hour we held until the next day, until Wednesday, where we I got this arrow in the way. Let's see what that looks like. I'm going to move that arrow for a second. Can I move that arrow? Okay, we don't even have a wick there. So yeah, we lost it then the first 12 hours of Wednesday. And here we are. And then today, Thursday, we're closing a candle entirely outside. We came up and got rejected here off the bottom of this triangle. And we are heading back upwards. But, well, let's see. Let's see what could happen there. All right, so we're still on a daily time frame, and I've turned the Gaussian channel on. And I'm doing so to remind you that these dashed green lines that I've drawn here represent the Gaussian channel, where it's come so far, and my guesstimate of where it could project in the coming days. But of course, that all depends on price action. And actually, every day or two, I kind of adjust these curves based on where price action has traded, and try to make them fit here as well as possible. It's hard to do when you got these curved lines you're drawing with 3 points to adjust and try to fit it exactly to something that's very fluid, and changes by a lot more points than what you're dealing with. So anyway, that's why I turned that on. Let's turn that off. We're going to switch to a 4 hour for the purposes of this. Now I have these red lines here and blue lines that I've drawn very roughly here. I haven't dialed anything in, but just to get an idea of where we're heading. So as we mentioned, we've broken out of the bottom of the green parallel channel. And, that might be scary to some people and go, oh, we're dumping. And maybe we are. But remember, when we get into the bottom of the into the Gaussian channels, we tend to go to the center line of the channel. Sometimes we'll bounce there, consolidate in the upper portion of the channel. We've come below the center line. Sometimes, we come below the center line. We don't go all the way down to the bottom. But usually if we do come through the center line, we tend, it's a good chance we do come down to the bottom. And it looks like that's where we're headed. And not only is that where we're headed there right on the halving. Trading in either this red channel or this kind of triangular shaped channel. They're all heading to the time around the halving to hit the bottom of the daily Gaussian channel. So that's kind of what I'd be looking for. As well, I have this little triangle, this symmetrical triangle here, and I've drawn a target there and put it here to where we broke out from it. You can see when I put my cursor there, that kind of gets us over to about 57,000. And that would be at the bottom of this red channel. Remember, these are just roughly drawn. I don't have anything really kind of dialed in. It could be very, very different, but I think we've still got some downward movement here, and sometimes we do take a nice little dip outside the bottom of the Gaussian channel before coming back up into it. So that's that. I think we can switch back to a daily now because I want to point out something. So we've fallen out the bottom of the channel, but as you can recall, we had been trading in a different channel, a more symmetrical shaped channel back here, and I can't pull that up right now. I don't know what I did with it, but everybody was talking about it, so you should be very well aware of the symmetrical triangle that everybody was talking about. And I said, nope, that was not it. And even Tyler said a lot of times we fall out the bottom of a triangle before reversing back up into it. And then I pointed out, hey, you know why that is? Because that's not the real channel. The real channel is a different one, something like the green one that I've drawn. But is that even the real channel? Because if you note here with our pink parallel channels, that, as you recall from previous videos I've pointed out, have, well, let's just point it out once again, significant relation with price action over Bitcoin's history. In particular, the white channel that we are currently trading in is where we've traded about here. We bounced off the top of the channel before starting our parabolic run in 2020, 2021, and as well back here in 2017. This white channel, the bottom of the white channel, was resistance until we broke through, and that's when we started our parabolic run. Just even go back further. I mean, it goes back further, but it did not really influence this much. Although, once we did break through it, we had this huge weekly candle upwards where we kind of got stuck there a little bit, and then boom. So this white channel that we're trading in is pretty significant, especially around where we've started our parabolic bull runs. And this is currently where we're at. So, whoosh, is what I have to say. Whoosh. So back to where we were. So we have fallen out the bottom of that white channel, which is what the green line represents. Now, if you look at these parallel channels, though, you'll see, if I zoom in more, on a daily time frame, we do have a nice little connection here on February 27th, where this center line of this channel below acted as resistance and support here on a daily time frame. And the bottom of that channel obviously has a lot of support right here. So this just has a daily, but this has considerably more support. So what we could be doing is just making our channel a little bit bigger here. Do something like that. Now that would totally make sense if we came down to the bottom of the Gaussian channel right here. This would be our second touch point. Our first back here. And our second touch point here. So let's keep an eye on that this weekend. We want it now. We may wick through, but let's see what kind of, if we start holding candle bodies on of various time frames on this line right here at around, okay, where are we going to be right there? It's around 59,000 and heading upwards. So around 59,000. Watch to see if we start holding candle bodies up there, or entire candles. And then if that does not hold, I do believe we could come down to the bottom of this channel. And where's that? That's about 50, 55. Maybe upper 54s. Now let's see what we did back here. Okay, we didn't have any wicks through it here. We held it pretty good as support for, we're on daily time frame. So this is a couple weeks there. So those are the two areas I'd be looking for. Now, as we pointed out last weekend, during the week is where Bitcoin has to kind of play along with, look good for Wall Street. And on the weekends is kind of when it can let loose. So, coincidentally enough, halving is occurring on the right at the beginning of the weekend, so it could make for a pretty exciting weekend. So if we did have some sort of a dump, it would be here, and we'll just have to see where we bounce off of, and that would be in line with this ascending triangle theory. Now, so what does that mean? Now, I've also put these other lines here. And I'm going to clean this up a little bit. Now, before we move on, we're looking at an hourly time frame, and we're looking at this past weekend. When we were over here, I did call for, I put these targets here, a green one, an upper one, and a lower one, based on the previous close of the Fidelity Bitcoin Trust on Friday, and a range of where we could open up on Monday, so that the Wall Street boys would look good. And all this is what happened I should do this. All this right here is what happened over the weekend. And then we came all the way down here. But for Monday morning, we came all the way back up to behave more like Wall Street wanted. And this was all the way down to 61.2, and then back up to 66.5. So that's what can happen. Let me get rid of that now. And also that you can see here that was the top, coming back up to the top of the daily Gaussian channel. And yeah, look at how we came right back up to the bottom of our triangle and got a rejection there. So yeah, that tells me we're probably going to come back down. Yeah, down there. So all right, so here we are on a daily time frame. Now we're going to look at these vertical lines. The blue one is the halving, and the green one is where I am predicting that where I've predicted that we start this parabolic bull run since August. So this has been my prediction for quite some time, and it looks like it's playing out. And that is roughly 2 months from now. And plays right along with oscillating in this parallel channel. Also, kind of fits in with the fact that we're widening the channel, because if we stayed in the upper one, yeah, that would be extending our consolidation in that channel pretty well. That'd be about right, but we'd be getting squeezed in there pretty tightly. But I mean, still, that's not tight. 73.5 to, no, that's like a 5,000, at least a $4,000 difference there. But anyway, okay, I'm rambling. So blue vertical line halving, green vertical line where I predict the bull market starts, and these pink lines are the FOMC meetings. Remember those. And what it was one of the factors that is dumping us down here, besides the war, besides tax season, is this sticky inflation. I'm sorry, this isn't, what did I say this was? Yeah, it's the FOMC meetings. I think I said that. I'm not sure. So we have our next FOMC meeting coming up April 31st and May 1st, right there. And the one after that on June 11th and 12th. So a lot of times, so many times, heading into these meetings when there's uncertainty about inflation, I've seen us just consolidate, heading it sideways, heading into these meetings and kind of going downwards, and then having a rally afterwards, regardless of what is said at the meeting. So what this indicates to me is that if we do say we had like a little dumpy dump, wherever our dumpy dump takes us, whether it's down to the bottom of the channel, whether it's a little bit further down to 54, 55, the bottom of the channel is at 58, 59, 59, 58, 55, 54, whether it takes us down to these areas, and we see a bounce, maybe up to the center line of the Gaussian channel, which would be the base of our ascending triangle, or up into it. Now, if we came up through through the bottom of the triangle, everybody would think, okay, dumpy over, game on. And it may very well be. I mean, we may get some indications that inflation is going away and that DXY starts going down. And maybe Europe or somebody does something, or who knows. Japan, China, I don't know. So we start coming up to the top of the daily Gaussian channel. That's what I'd look for, see if we break out through there. Or if we get a rejection, and that's up around $69,000. Now, that reminds me of something. You'll see other people coming out with these numbers and everything, and they're basing it on other indicators that they're looking at and what have you. And I think that they're really looking at the Gaussian channel and drawing triangle lines behind the scenes and parallel channels. And but I don't know, maybe that's just me in my fantasy world, and in actuality that the indicators that they're using just pump out the same numbers that you would get if you drew triangle lines and Gaussian channels and parallel channels and all that other stuff, because they're all based on price action, and these lines represent mathematical equations, and the indicators they're using are squiggly lines and what have you, based on price action and mathematical equations. So they all often fall in line, I guess. So okay. So we could, as I was saying, okay, so if we see a pumpy pump, could very well be that we are done with our dumpiness. After whatever happens this weekend, and then next week we see a pumpy pump come up here. Well, we'll discuss it as it plays out, but could very well be that we are exiting here. If we come up through the daily Gaussian channel, hold it as support, and try to break through here, maybe after this meeting we're done here and we start going up. And that could be a scenario. Could be a scenario where we do see a breakout of this triangle, even come all the way up to something like, whoa, that would be a lot. 87,000. I don't think we'd go all the way up there. Say we came up to like maybe, wow, maybe we even have a pump all the way up to 80,000. I would then expect us to come back down and test the top of the channel. I don't think we're just pumping straight up from here. I think we would come back down and test 73 at some point out here. But that would be the most bullish bull case scenario to play out. I don't think that's what's going to happen. I think we consolidate in this region. I think we get stuck in the daily Gaussian channel for a little while here. Heading into the FOMC meeting, we may see a pump back up here to the center line of the channel, or possibly even to the top, but then we come back down heading into the meeting at the end of May, towards the end of June. What month is this? April. So next week we may see a rally after a dumpy dump this weekend, but then expect another dumpy dump next weekend and into the FOMC meeting. That's what I would say with almost absolute certainty, and that possibly even then we come out through the bottom of the daily Gaussian channel and retest this down here at about $60,000. Now, if we did that, that would be very, very good. And then we would probably bounce around in here before, and then maybe we come out over here, have a breakout, come back down into this FOMC meeting, and then boom, there's our parabolic run. That is the most likely event that I see playing out here. Now, and probably the part of the video I spent the least amount of time on, which is really, really funny. Now, the scary thing is that if you look at past, you know what? I don't have them marked off here, so I won't go back there. But if you look at past, that'll be your homework. Past halving events. Around the halving events, there have been like 30% dumps, wicks down, and we don't have a wick down here. This is a daily trend down. But if we had a more significant dump down, like say we even dumped 20% from, let's just say the bottom of this channel, or bottom of the triangle, we dumped down 20%, it'd be around $50,000. Now, oops, that's not what I want to do. I'm going to stop the video because I'm getting. All right, so we're on a daily time frame, and I have my little measuring device at the bottom of our green channel at around the halving event. And what concerns me is this line right here. That's about $48,000. And that's 25% dump from the bottom of that channel. And how much is that overall from our from up here? It's about a 33% dump, 35% dump, which is kind of a lot. That's pretty big. It's pretty extreme, especially in this day and age. We got people like Mr. 100 buying up everything they can, and others and everybody else, and these long wicks on the bottoms of these candles. But panic can set in, and people with leverage can get panicked and start having to close their positions and cover their asses and shit like that. So I'd be looking for these areas where we had this consolidation here. That's at about 54.55. The other areas here, this is very, very troublesome to me that we could come all the way down to about 47, 48, because you can see this is a key area of support back here. And it wouldn't be out of the question if something really spooked the market. And if that was going to happen, this would be the time right now. We already saw a lot of people panicking, and there's a lot of people talking crap. They're scared in the market. I don't think so. I think we got a really strong bull market going. I think there's a lot of bullishness in our Bitcoin. The whole market, it's very strong. But who knows what the SEC could do? Who knows what Iran and Israel could do, and what have you? So just be careful out there, because what we want to look at here. Look at the liquidations here. The past 24 hours, you have 247 million people liquidated. Here at the bottom, it says, in the past 24 hours, 79,000, almost 80,000 traders were liquidated. Total liquidations coming at 247 million. The largest one, 5.34 million. So there you have that. And here's our liquidation heat map. Let's refresh this. This is on a 24-hour. Oh, I have it just on Binance. So Bitcoin in general, you can see what's happened over the past 24 hours. How, we come up here and everybody thinks they're safe. I don't know what these people are doing with all this leverage so close to price action. But I guess maybe this is the game between the bears and the bulls and the people that are really trying to move the price, and they're just using everything they can to try to do that. And, win some, lose some, I guess. I guess the times that they win outweighs the times that they lose, or maybe not. Who knows? But you can see how maybe it looked like we were going dumpy here, and the market maker said, "Hey, let's go up here and grab all this right here," or whoever said that. And remember, Bitcoin is getting scarcer and scarcer and scarcer. Always remember that. And in this time right now, before our parabolic bull run, is when they're going to come and try to suck up as much as they can. Everybody's looking for as much as they can right now, and they'll play games to do so. So let's zoom out here to a 6-month time frame where we can see things a little bit better. Or maybe that's too much. But you can see a bunch of leverage down here at 50,000. And I don't have my diagonal lines here, but they would be going like this. This is where that support is. And this right here well, they were at 48 and 54. Yeah, so they would be going up like that. There's not really anything up here. I'm just afraid that something will cause price action to come down here and try to suck this up. And that could cause a lot of panic. Price action starts coming down here. These people are going to get worried and sell. And cause price action to dump more and get all this sucked up here. So that's what I'd be worried about. That's what I am worried about. But maybe this is safe, totally safe. Maybe there's so much buying pressure down here that this is safe. That could be the case as well. So all my worry is for naught. Let's go back to. Hey, let's go to Alta IRA. This is where I have my Roth IRA account, and just want to plug that. Now they don't pay me anything. They're not a sponsor of this channel, and I don't get any perks for mentioning them. But I would like to mention them because you hear about another IRA all the time, and I did not have a good experience with them. I had a very crappy experience with them. I've even since the initial time, I've tried to contact them again and see what's going on and what the problem was with opening an account with them, and still have not gotten a response from them. I don't know what their problem is. They treat me like shit, and for no reason whatsoever. So I don't like that. Not this company. Be clear, it's the other company that you hear about on other channels. So I don't know what their problem is. I have had nothing but a pleasant experience with Alta IRA. Alta IRA is fantastic. They respond quickly to any questions I have. You can trade any token on. They use Coinbase for trading and custody, and there's no monthly maintenance fee. The only fees there are like 1% or whatever when you make trades on Coinbase. And yeah, Alto Ira's been really, really great. So that's that. That's that. Okay, this has been a really longer video than I wanted to make, but kind of went over some good things to think about. Remember, our triangle could be expanding here, and but ultimately, I do believe wherever we come down here, and like I said, if we did come down to like whatever, it would be a whoosh, whoosh, like that. It would be fast and quick, and we'd come right back up here. So it's possible, and as long as we hold, upper time frame, larger time frame candle bodies up here, this is still what's going on. And I think that this is what's going on in the Gaussian channel, and some sort of a breakout, maybe here, but we'll discuss that later. And ultimately, hey, where'd my line go that was there? What, did I do something with it? You know what? That's been happening. See, yeah. Look at my blue line moved over. Why is TradingView doing that? I didn't move these lines over here. I don't know what's up with TradingView. And why did it move my blue line all the way right to the end of the triangle? Anyway, these are questions we'll delve into on the next video, perhaps. All right, so like, subscribe, and see you next time.